Hi, it's Tony Chapman. I'm the host of Chatter That Matters, presented by RBC. Small business is the heart of the Canadian economy, and it's in our collective interest to keep them beating strong. So we put together a 6-part video series to give small business owners everything they need to drive their top line and bottom line. You'll hear from people like Ujwal Arkagals, he's a cultural anthropologist, Angela Donnelly from Corthentic. We've got Joe Mimran, incredible entrepreneur, Chris Barrett from Operatic, Christiane Dion from Broadsign. Finally, we have Lori Darlington from RBC. And on this episode, I chat with... My next guest is Lori Darlington from RBC. If you're a fan of the Chatter That Matter podcast, you know that Lori's been on a number of times. And each time she leads with her heart. She cares about small business, does a deep dive, and really comes back with some incredible insights and ideas. She's also instrumental in this whole Canada United program that RBC initiated, where they brought together all the chambers of commerce, many other organizations, all designed to give Canadians a nudge to buy local. Lori, welcome to Chatter That Matters.
Thanks very much, Tony. It's great to be here.
Just for the audience that might be watching this for the first time, what does Lori Darlington do at RBC?
I probably have the best job at RBC. I've got the privilege of leading and managing our small business strategy and supporting our small business clients to be successful.
So a big initiative that you did recently was when RBC brought together every chamber of commerce and dozens of others, I think over 60 organizations, all with the intent to get Canadians to think and shop local. Tell me a little bit about the program and how are you viewing its success so far?
The response that we have got from Canada United has just been overwhelming. It's been incredible to see over the last month and a half how corporate Canada has really wrapped its arms around the different ways to be able to support small businesses. The program has a couple different components. One was really around encouraging Canadians to support their local small businesses. Now, in addition to the marketing and the additional purchases that businesses were able to benefit from this, a really important part of the program was the development of a small business relief grant fund. The grants are up to $5,000, and it's all about how to help small businesses pivot, change their business to make sure that they've got a safe place for their employees and clients to return to. So if they haven't already taken a look, recommend small businesses go online, and it's gocanadaunited.com is where you can get the details on the application process.
I also came upon a portal that you've recently launched to almost curate the best of for small business. Can you give me a little bit on that too?
We did just launch this last month, and the new site is called RBC Small Business Navigator. It's this curated online hub and source of business advice, business tips, and different offers that can support small businesses through COVID, but also beyond.
And Lori, you've got so much experience in this area, and the intent of doing this series of videos is really the people in malls on Main Street that have got a physical location. From your point of view, if you had a chance to wave a magic wand and talk to all these people about their business, what would you tell them?
So a couple of things that I would share. One is to think about preparing for the shopping seasons earlier than you normally would. What we're finding is through COVID, and I think a lot of this has come from the supply shortage that we have seen as we've gone through this pandemic. So what consumers are starting to do is to buy sooner for fear that they're not going to be able to source what they need to get. Halloween shopping has already started, and we fully anticipate that December holiday shopping period to also start much earlier than usual. And the second piece of advice I would share is to really sit back and think about how to focus on increasing that average basket size per customer. We're not seeing as many customers in store. So when you do have that shopper come into your location, it's really important to think about how you can increase that in-store execution and conversion to be able to help bring your sales levels up to where they were before COVID.
There still seems to be a lot of fight in our economy. Have you been surprised at just how resilient these retailers are and these restaurants are?
We absolutely are. And it is absolutely incredible to see the resilience of a small business owner. We've seen this through some of our RBC polls that we've taken. The small business entrepreneur is a much more resilient individual than the average Canadian. So they've got that spirit and that passion to be able to figure out how they need to pivot their business, how they need to push forward in a different way. And I think we've seen that in spades all through COVID.
So when an entrepreneur is talking to their bank, any bank, obviously numbers matter, but how do they put their heart forward? How do they let the bank know that they are the fighter, they have resilience, that they're an individual that they can bank on, not just a business plan?
So I think that spirit and the passion comes out as that small business owner is telling their story. Quite often that small business owner, that's what makes or break the company, and it's that passion and that spirit. So share your story, share with your financial advisor why it is that you're so passionate about this business and why you are different than the others out there is a really important piece to understand and clearly communicate.
Do you think this time, as tough as it is, as the crisis that we've gone through, is this what's going to define you as an individual in terms of what you're doing and RBC's doing to really say, we can be more than just a financial organization. We can show that we care as much as anybody.
I think the whole COVID period is going to be something all of us is going to remember as a really important period of time. You know, when you think about what it took to get that movement underway with Canada United, we are 100% plus behind small businesses in the communities, but it's also the way that Canada has really rallied together and pulled together. It's become so much more personal, and it's become so much more important to us in terms of how we support small businesses. But truly, it's been inspirational to see just how different small business owners have been able to navigate and work through, and it's been incredibly rewarding to be able to help support them in the ways that we have.
So I've been talking to the one and only Lori Darlington. She gave you two incredible pieces of advice. The first one is consumers are going to be buying sooner. So make sure you put your best window forward, your merchandise out there to let them know you're ready to do business as well. Second thing is you're going to have less traffic. So you got to really think about your basket size. What are the adjacent? What are the other things that can combine to create an even better offer to your consumer? But the most important thing that I heard is concept of Canada. And this isn't about small business. This isn't about the largest bank in Canada. This is about all of us coming together, one small business at a time, because you are the heart of our economy. Lori, as always, thank you for chatting on Chatter That Matters.
Thanks so much, Tony.